All right, here we go.
Well, what a pleasant surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big.
This guy.
Did you find what you were looking for?
Oh, we did. Don't play dumb. We know you were behind the attacks on New Atlantis and Tau Ceti.
Now, what in the heavens would make you claim something as ludicrous as that?
We recovered a recording, an invisible weapon. You were talking about the Terramorphs.
Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this recording, but I sincerely hope you didn't come to the wrong conclusions. After all, given the Cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might misinterpret such a discovery to mean I could have been involved with the attacks. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us.
No more lies. Confess or I turn over what I found. So you really don't know anything about the attacks? Is that what you're claiming?
Of course. Do I look like I'm in any position to do what you're describing? So I'd very much appreciate your agreement to not share what you found. We wouldn't want anyone else jumping to conclusions now, would we?
But I did invent this mat. So I don't think, like, he would have to have somebody who's working with him on the outside to do this. He obviously didn't do it. No more lies. Confess or I turn over what I found.
You know, you're far more clever than I expected. You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti, New Atlantis, my doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I, figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian, learning to synthesize it, use it as a weapon.
Bro, you killed
Now,
hundreds
being
of
as clever
civilians.
as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing.
Who have you been working with?
All in due time. First, I want to see if you're truly as astute as you appear. So why would someone like me go through all this trouble?
My guess is that his goal would be to protect the UC. But look at that smug ass smile on his face. Oh my god. Look at that smile. Jeez, dude. Just it's not one. This dude is devious and he's ruthless, but he's not a madman and he's not a murderer. I want to say, do I have another option? I don't. I want to say this one, but he knows that all this stuff is illegal. Like he
Something amiss, Captain?
Shut up. He knows that all this stuff is outlawed, so he couldn't use. No one's going to use this as a weapon, right? So to work on something that long, this seems personal.
You can be more right. The attacks were a correction.
A correction.
When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found. But we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's Terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential.
You didn't even trust your own people in the UC? And he's going to say, of course not. They were grunts and people he had no control over.
These were the final days of the colony war,
Yeah.
Captain.
Okay.
The Freestar Collective had spies everywhere. I was concerned that if word got out, the Collective could swoop down, start breeding Lazarus plants, and overrun our worlds with waves of terramorphs. Just like what was happening on Londinian at that very moment. Sealing off the city to prevent mass death? It was the only option that made sense at the time.
The information should have been handed over, secured it to keep it from ever being used. If we say this, he's going to say the same thing, that FC and Varun, I guess, would have access to the same information, right?
It's easy to judge now. In that moment,
Oh.
I wasn't about to add another dangerous variable to an already catastrophic war.
Oh.
But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You.
So just to be perfectly clear, this dude sacrificed an entire colony, members of the UC, which he claims he still pledges to protect. Also, his daughter and himself could be risen in the social hierarchy. How could you have coordinated all this from in here?
It wasn't easy. But the beauty of being loathed is that people will do whatever they
Now,
can
I will say,
not to deal with you. They wanted to pretend I didn't exist. And so I used their blind eye to my advantage. Still, establishing a back channel to Orlays via the UC recovery teams was painstaking work. I've led campaigns less nerve-wracking. They believed they were luring in wanted criminals, but were in fact delivering precisely encoded slates, filled with instructions invisible to any but their recipient. Dropped off at just the right moments.
man, he's really the evil man monologuing right now, isn't he?
Without the UC realizing whom you were actually dealing with. Slow work. But as you can see, ultimately effective.
He's like telling us all this stuff that we never had any business knowing. So like, why do you care if the UC wants you as an advisor?
Why would I want to be in the good graces of the people who control my very life? I don't know, Captain. Maybe I still dream of a life outside these walls someday. A new face would be needed, of course, but it wasn't an impossibility. Though now, I'm not so sure.
So you murdered UC citizens because of some slight against your honor. I want to go with one. Yeah, dude.
There are no heroes without a villain. I simply arranged the opportunity for us to overcome one and become the other.
Bro, you were the villain.
And we all benefited. It's why those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday.
First of all, I'm already a citizen. Thanks. Second of all, that explains the whole thing with Kaiser when he was like, yeah, I know that there are tunnels we can take, but I have no idea why I know. It was this guy the entire time. That's pretty cool. That's pretty freaking cool. Huh. You'd be honoring me for cleaning up your messes.
You're being honored only because I arranged the situations where it could happen. Be grateful. And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orleza's role in the attacks to the Cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the Cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlez and Orlez alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together.
Do you think I'm just going to forget the fact that you killed people to accomplish your good works?
And how many have you killed to get where you are now?
Okay, that's fair.
There are no great works that don't cost lives, Captain. Whether it's winning a war or digging a tram tunnel. So we sacrificed a few dozen in the attacks to possibly protect millions.
I mean, I've killed hundreds of
That
people.
seems like a fair exchange to me. I only hope
Like hundreds.
you'll see the
Thousands,
same
maybe.
and leave my name out of the discussions to come.
What kind of work are we talking about?
Hunting down criminals and other threats to the United Colonies. I expect they'll give me a bit more free range once this is all over.
God, I'm actually
You would help
considering
me,
this.
like you did with Orlez. Track them down and keep them from doing harm to the United Colonies. Impossible, though, if the Cabinet learns I'm the one responsible for
Is
the
it
attacks.
evil? Like, here's the thing. I mean, it's kind of evil. But at the same time, like, he's literally offering the chance to hunt down a ton more evil people. To me, this is not black and white. This is not a, you are selecting a good option, you are selecting a bad option. This is a very gray option, which frankly, I love in video games. This is like one of my favorite types of things in video games, where it's kind of like, it's not like, you know, happy ending 1, bad ending 2. Like, this is much more interesting to me.
You have my undivided attention.
Well, thanks, baby. I don't know what I'm going to tell the Cabinet yet. I don't know yet.
Well, I do hope you'll keep the larger perspective in mind, Captain. We've done something great here. Let's not squander the opportunity to do more.
This guy. Now here, the only thing that makes me like seriously consider helping him is this is a guy who's been locked in a cage for arguably, God, how long has it been? Has it been decades? How long has it been since the end of the Colony Wars? I mean, I can kind of understand him going like getting stir crazy. It's been 20 years he's been locked in this cage. So I can somewhat relate to him kind of, and he's an old dude. So it's, you know, I kind of understand him freaking out a bit and wanting to at least get out a little bit before, you know, the end of days. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is tough. This is not an easy thing. You know, out of curiosity, I got to see this. I was thinking about this earlier. One sec. God, Steam, you're so goddamn dumb. Hold on. Oh my God. Just go to the store. I'm clicking on store. There we go. Okay. Starfield. It's not here? Why don't I see? Oh, probably if I spelled it right. Starfield, 2 words. There it is. Excluded by nudity or sexual content? Really? Very positive? Wow. No kidding. 800 reviews, very positive. Look at that. I'm going to be honest. I thought this game was going to get destroyed on Steam. Huh. That's cool, man. That's cool. That's really cool. Now, we'll have to see what that is in the morning after, you know. Yeah, we'll see. But that's awesome, dude. That's actually great. That's actually great. It's actually great. Okay. Let's see. Every single one of those people are creators. Well, no, that's the thing. I'm pretty sure reviews only went live like half an hour ago. So, yeah.
Authorized personnel only.
Is that right?
Your friend has to stay here.
You have my attention. I will watch your back.
Paid reviews? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. It deserves mixed, let's be honest. No. Man, it's so hard. I wouldn't say that. I mean, I'm loving the, what? How many hours have I played this game now? I'm having a great time with this game. I have tons of hours left with it. And I've played it 75 hours. I don't necessarily think this game deserves mixed. Like, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I will always be honest with the parts I don't like, but in my opinion, there's enough really good stuff in here to put it well above mixed. Yeah.
Perfect timing. We just got in.
So on our end, good news. The microbe and the acyles are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against terramorphs.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things fast enough. I already sent along info to the cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Did my father tell you what he knew about the Lazarus plant?
I haven't been this conflicted in a game in a long time. I see really good reasons to doing both of them. I will say this.
Hey, you're not done, right?
Although morally I am very conflicted on which of these to take. I will say that I do know in my heart of hearts that one of these options will provide more content for you. And I'm going to take that option.
Orlays? Reginald Orlays? He did this?
Yeah.
I didn't think he was still alive. You're sure it was him?
The evidence is on the way to the cabinet as we speak.
If he is responsible, let us hope the cabinet deals with it swiftly and harshly.
That's some impressive work. So then give us the rundown. Where's Orlays now? Were you able to bring him in?
Applause, if you please.
I tried, but he took his own life instead of coming peacefully.
I'm sorry to hear that. Those sorts of missions are always tough.
They're very tough.
Any idea why he might have done it? Or what he was doing with the plant?
I'm not sure. I never found a confession.
I can't imagine the amount of work it took to deploy the Lazarus plant off-world. Strange to go to all that trouble and not state your reasons.
Well, the man knew how to hold a grudge. I wouldn't be shocked if this was him getting back at the UC for trying to put him on trial.
I guess. Well, at least he won't be able to hurt anybody else now. Might be the best we could ask for, given the circumstances. So I guess there's nothing else to do but get this all in front of the cabinet. Unless there were other things we needed to discuss.
This might be our last opportunity to talk things through before the cabinet weighs in on a decision regarding the Terramorphs.
And here we go.
Lethoric says, wait, you're using us chat as your excuse to make a choice you wouldn't like to make? I feel dirty. Well, to be fair, you should feel dirty. As a CohhCarnage enjoyer, if you will. Dirty is kind of the state of your being. Yeah. Dr. Hades says, I just walked in. I hope you're having fun. I'm having a great time in this game. I'm loving it. Yeah.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terramorph attack on New Atlantis was no random occurrence, but a planned strike. Is what I'm reading here true?
That is correct, ma'am. It was a deliberate attack.
My God.
An attack? Using Terramorphs? How is that possible?
You will all receive a full briefing once we're done here. So then, is what the second report claims correct? Did Reginald Orlays commit these attacks, Captain?
Adrian, you tell him.
You want me to... Well, we believe that report to be correct, ma'am. Reginald Orlays appears to have committed the attacks.
Reginald Orlays? Wasn't there a report he'd been killed recently?
Body was found floating around Etheria. Report mentioned you were sent to try and bring him in, Captain. I guess that didn't go according to plan.
Ah, yes. I was told about your mission, and who ordered it. Did you two suspect at the time Orlays might have been involved in the attacks?
No, ma'am, we just thought we were dealing with a known criminal.
Well, it appears you were ahead of the curve. This report contains definitive evidence Orlays triggered the attacks via this Lazarus plant the Captain and Major Sanan uncovered.
Simply harrowing.
Indeed. Though it would have been preferable for him to have finally faced the UC's justice, it seems both of you are to be commended for ensuring he was dealt with before he could strike again. You have our thanks. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the cabinet to ensure this can never happen again. As such, the cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials related to the plant will be classified to ensure no one else learns its true nature.
A sound decision, Madam President.
What sort of measures will UC be taking to protect the Lazarus plant?
Well, luckily the natural hostility of Londinian makes keeping out trespassers relatively easy. But we'll ensure its growth is contained, that access to the plant is only permitted via highly regulated clearances, and that our troop presence on Londinian is increased.
It's the right call.
I'm glad you think so. So then, to our final topic. The cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand this is only a partial solution. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be deciding how exactly this all will be handled.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps? The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam President. It isn't dangerous. Using it to wipe out the Terramorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes, don't they?
As you can see, there remains debate among the cabinet. We were hoping your group might issue a recommendation. Major?
We've had a few discussions, but our group is similarly split. Only the captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter.
Bring him in. I want to see the big old bird, snake, cuddle thingies.
I'm in full agreement. No need be delving into unpredictable sciences.
The first step in a bold new future.
Bolder, better, and brighter. Well, I need to write that one down for later.
Order, please. And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately.
Oh.
Today marks day one for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division, making you three the founding members of the TMD. As befits such a group, the cabinet wanted to display its gratitude. Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
What's a Class 1 citizen?
It's a status reserved only for those who've dedicated their lives to the United Colonies, or done great things for its cause. Class 1s enjoy an ample credit disbursement, an additional reduction on the cost of colonial goods. And I'm told the penthouse is rather impressive.
Thank you, Madam President. I appreciate that.
You all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sinan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue your efforts, spearheading the TMD's research on Mars.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support for the TMD. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you'll have your pick of duties. Speak to your commander, Tuala, if I recall correctly. He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward, plus help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1. On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincerest gratitude. This meeting is adjourned.
$18,000 credits. Oh my lord, that was awesome. Well, we clearly have a lot to do, chat, but we're going to be doing that tomorrow. I think it's probably going to be another full day of Starfield because I'm really digging this game. So anyway, thank you all so much for being here. I got to go for now. We'll be checking out our penthouse first thing in the morning and kind of going from there. Thank you for your time. I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are around the globe. And I will see you fine folks tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. ET for more fun and games. Bye-bye. Did I just say you got a legendary ship? No, I think it updated the ship about the legendary ship in Barun or whatever, but we'll check it out tomorrow. Bye, guys.